So now that Spigots is installed, I'm going to start making some basic spigots. Some of these may be useful, some of them may just be to demonstrate what we can do with the app. So first I'm going to make a spigot that just generates leads. Um, so I'm going to hit new. I'm going to call this one create leads. It's going to be in this primary spigot app configuration, and I'm going to run it first. So putting 100 here, I know that the rest of my spigots are going to be less than 100. And seconds between runs, um, I want it to run every time the spigot app configuration runs. So I'm going to leave that at 0. Now I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to add a schedule, and I'm going to add the always running schedule that was created as part of installation. This is like the simplest possible schedule. It just says run always. You could have other schedules that run after hours, over the weekend, excluding certain holidays, and that type of thing. And we can also have disabling schedules, where when they are active, they actually prevent spigots that are assigned from running. Um, so now I'm going to add an input. So this is basically like a SOQL query. And I'm going to call this one active users. So from user, where is active equals true. Order by, now I'm going to give it um, a deterministic ordering. So I'm going to do ID descending. I just don't want the records to change order randomly when a record is updated or something. And I'm going to put a limit of 5 on it. I'm not going to include deleted records in this case. For run order, I'm only going to have one input on the spigot, so it doesn't matter. And now I'm going to add an action. So this action is going to be called create leads. So for type, it's sObject. For subtype, it's create. Object is lead. Now, the two required fields on lead are company and last name. And I can set any fields I want, but I know it'll fail if I'm not at least setting those two. So when I'm setting parameters, it's basically a set of fields that are being set and then a value that to set those fields to, where the value can be a formula based on the inputs. So in this case, I'm going to put last name, and I'm going to put value input dot last name. And then for company, value, and I'll put input dot first name. Okay, so now that I added this spigot, the next time we get a fresh start of the app configuration schedule job, I expect that we will see some leads get created. So these were some spigot logs, app run logs that were generated while the spigot was active, but it wasn't yet having an action that was active. But the next time it runs, we should see something else here. And if I make a report of leads, we'll start to see some come in. All right, so let's see what we've got. Okay, two leads were created, and we can see that the last name was set to user, the company was set to the first name, so we had security user and user. Um, and inside of our app run, we have some information. Um, so what I think happened is it tried to make five leads, and some of those users didn't have a first name. So as a result, the company field was missing for three out of the five. So that's what happens when you get an error in Spigots. Um, Basically, it was still able to generate two leads, but we see that we got an error in the other three.